Ahoy, my shinies! Welcome back to Puzzle Pirates. It's been a while since we've played the Puzzle Pirates. The last time I played, I decided not to play for a while because it's basically the same stuff, right? So what I decided to do is I had a headache all day today, and I didn't really want to do anything that was too strenuous or too, thought-provoking. And I thought Puzzle Pirates, it was either that or a DOS game. I thought maybe like Oregon Trail or something, which I might do next video, just because I like Oregon Trail. But I decided to do Puzzle Pirates because I've been playing this lately on this computer. I just was bored shitless one day, and I was like, there's not anything really that interests me. So I just like randomly re-uploaded Puzzle Pirates, started playing Puzzle Pirates. Nothing really new has come out since the last time we played that I know of. Like a lot of the token boxes and things like that have changed because they do that every month. But we need to make a new pirate because of the fact that the Meridian Ocean is dead. There's nobody on the Meridian Ocean, basically, at all. I went to the Meridian Ocean when I first came back to Puzzle Pirates. There was only like 10 people online, which is sad because that's where all my other pirates are. That's where Crysanthe is, that's where Luciana is, and that's where Ivani is. And the crew that I had on Ivani is all gone. There's only a few people left, and nobody's running pillages or anything. I have Crysanthe here, but she is kind of sort of already in. I mean, we can go on her. There's no big deal. She's still relatively green, I guess. I mean, her name isn't green, but she's still kind of a greenie, in the sense that all of her stats are very not. But yeah, all of her stats are basically nothing because she's a new character because I moved from Meridian to the Emerald Ocean just recently. One of the last times that I was playing, because people were saying, oh, everybody's on the Emerald Ocean now and they're thinking about merging the two oceans together anyway, or that's what I heard. That was back then. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna try the Emerald Ocean. So I went off Meridian, went to the Emerald, and then I was like, okay, well, this is better because there's more people there, but everything's different. So like all the maps and stuff, or the world, is different. So like all the different islands and stuff are not the same as before. So we got Bassett Island, Admiral Island, Winsleydale, Cromwell Island, Isle of Kent. But before there was like, Lima and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, all these different islands and stuff. These are all the islands that I've been on, apparently. I'm sure there's tons more on this thing. I just haven't unlocked them yet because I'm a new person. I had pretty much almost everything unlocked on Ivani because I've been on Ivani forever. Excuse me, Ivani was like my first character in Puzzle Pirates, and she has been my character since the start. So pretty much all the different locations and stuff are unlocked on that map. But they did add something different here. It's called the trade chat, which is annoying because every time you think somebody's talking to you or whatever, it's actually just some douche that's trying to sell something or buy something. But that's my character, is Crysanthe. I have a home, but it's a shack. So here's my little shack. I have a chest which has all my money in it. I use the money to buy doubloons so I can get like a badge or something to do labor, or buy a better sword perhaps, because I really have a really shitty sword. I have just a foil. But I did manage to get some nice clothing, at least, so that's good. So yeah, this is my pirate on the Emerald Ocean. We'll go ahead and try to find something to do, see what's on the Voyagers tab. So we got two. Oh, I remember Lucian's. He was on the other. Earlier, when I was on this computer, I was playing Puzzle Pirates. He was doing being jobbed for a pillage, so I guess he's finally doing his own. So that's cool. And I basically have all the sounds turned off, music and whatnot, just because of the fact that it does get kind of annoying after a while. The sounds. Alerts. I do need alerts though, because that will help me remember what's people trying to whatever. Oh boy. Hopefully they don't take too long to get going. If there is some time lapse or some time, I will cut this out. So right now on the vessel is just basically bots, except for Lucian's is checking out the hold, and there's somebody named Gripsy Danger that's on Patch and Carpet, yeah. I remember you from that other long Billy. Because somebody, I forgot what his name was already, but he was doing a big old long pillage that took forever. And I was like, I need to go because I need to record. And I didn't actually think about recording this, so I guess I could have I couldn't have stayed because I would have been AFK setting everything up, and then I would have probably been planked. So that's a thing you can do, by the way. If you have somebody like that's kind of not paying attention or is snoozing because they get little Z's over their head, you can either order them to do something which might wake them up and get to doing their job, or you plank them, which would just send them off and then they're out of the crew. So I wouldn't have wanted to say be right back on the pillage and then go and do setting everything up and then come back just to find out that I either got planked or the mission ended while I was waiting to get on board, or get set up. So it's good that I just set up here. So I'll just set up to my bilge, which is my my station. Bilge and rig are my two stations. I'm also really good at patching, so I could do one of those three things. I suck balls at gunning, and I mean, I know how to do it. It's just not easy for me to do it because it's a lot of like planning ahead, and you have to move the pieces on the board with arrows, and you only get like 3 arrows at a time, so you have to kind of like get them going in a circular motion and then slowly like place the pieces where you need them to go, because you have to do it in a specific order. First you have to clean out the cannon, then you have to load it with, you know, the other three things, which is gunpowder, paper or cloth or whatever, and then the cannonball, and you have to do that in a specific order, otherwise you go and then you have to clean it out again, start all over. So yeah, it's really a pain in the ass. I like rigging and Village better because all the puzzle pieces that you need are right here. You just go click, 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 and it's more, you know, it's easier to set up combos or not combos, but you know what you need to do to get the thing going. So I might have to pause this part because it's taking forever to load up. So if this is paused, well, I'll see you on the other side. Okay, we are back. We have finally started Pillage, so they finally got thing going. So now we can do our job. And I'll probably cut some of this part out also because at least until we get intercepted, because that's gonna be another big ass wait. But you can watch me puzzle for a while if you want. And probably people who are watching this are like, What are we doing sinking? A sinking ship? Is it that treasure hole or something? I don't know. I mean, some things have changed. I anticipate, because they're trying to make it more exciting. Puzzle Pirates has been around for fucking ever. This was one of my first games, aside from Maple Story, that was an MMO. And I don't even know how I found Puzzle Pirates, to be honest. I just remember playing this around the same time that I was playing Active Worlds, which was before Second Life. Because I played off and on, I play Second Life, but when I'm playing this, I get like nostalgia feels and stuff, because I remember like I was playing this like back in 2005, you know, when Active Rules was still a thing, and Second Life wasn't as popular yet. And I remember listening to certain songs on YouTube. YouTube was actually a thing back then. It had just sort of come out too, and I was listening to songs on there, and I remember listening to them. So yeah, I remember so many years ago. It's like over 10 years ago, because that was back in 2005. It's 2017. That was 12 years ago. It's hard to fucking believe that, like, that was that long ago, you know? Blows your mind. And I know this is kind of boring, but it's actually relaxing for me, because it's not so fast-paced that you're like, you know, nothing's chasing you, there's no zombies to worry about, there's no, you know, attacks to be made. It's not Overwatch, definitely, by any means. It's just something that's calming, and, you know, there's no real consequence to being bad, you know? If you're bad at, like, Overwatch, people will yell at you incessantly. One of the last times I played Overwatch, when I wasn't playing against the bots, because, you know, there's a choice between fighting against AIs and then fighting against actual real people, which I actually really don't like doing, because they're a lot smarter than the bots, so it's like I get my ass handed to me a lot. But I was with this group that was all like, let's what was they saying? They were saying flag me or report me or whatever. They were trying to say I wasn't pulling my weight and all that. They were like, report Crystal for da 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 da. And I'm like, for what? Like, honestly? Oh wait, I don't want to be on this, do I? It's a sinking. Is it? I don't know. I'm not sure if this is the one with the cannons or not, because it's an island. So I think it might be the one with the. See, I don't like these things. There's ones that involve cannon work, and I hate doing cannons. I'm actually gonna leave. I'm sorry. I don't mean to abandon in the middle, but normally I don't. I don't leave in the middle of a pillage like that unless it's like dire. Because of the fact that I don't like to have like a strike against my name. So like if people think, oh, she's not reliable, don't job her, then nobody's gonna job me and then I won't have any jobs. But if that's what I thought it was, I don't even really know what it's called. I'm sorry. I'm not like up with the lingo on Puzzle Pirates. I should be, because it's Puzzle Pirates and I've been playing it for years. I mean, there's the flotillas and there's, you know, sea monster hunts and stuff like that. I know those. Blockades and all that. But there's this thing where, I guess it's like kind of like a blockade, but you go in and you have to use cannons to keep the enemies at bay. and everybody is on a cannon, and everybody is doing cannon work, and I suck balls, like I said, at doing cannons, so I wouldn't be very much help. Let's see what else we got over here, because I need to make sure that I don't get, can't forage with anybody because I don't have a badge for that. I don't know if I've ever shown you foraging, but let me go to withdraw these. I'll buy a couple more plats from the bank. Come on. The bank. And I'll go here, and I'll buy some doubloons. Let's see, how many can I buy for 2,400 or 2,200? 3, 4. I just said the same thing. 4. Okay, 5. Oh, you can get 5 of them. You can get 5 doubloons for that much. So, technically, I can get a badge. I can go to the Pillage shop, and I can get a labor badge. I really rather have this one because it extends it, but I can get this one and then just pay the less for it. So I'll grab one of those, and now I should be able to go to the notice board and apply for that. Let's see, mangoes, pomegranates, gold nuggets. This is the best one. So we'll apply for that one. I did hit apply. So that will be probably a few minutes. Depends. Let's apply to the other one just in case, because sometimes they won't. If they're AFK, they won't. Okay, there we go. Which one did I get? The last one, of course. The one that's cheaper. Okay, so now we can forage for commodity. Oh, wait. Oh, accept that one instead. Finally. Okay, so we can forage for commodities. Ahoy. Okay, so what you do with foraging is you use the square to turn pieces. So the square that's here in the middle, left click does this way, right click does that way, and basically you just want to get the chests to the bottom of the screen as best you can. The bigger chests are harder to move because they are going to take up the space here where you can't get the pieces right like you want. So that's going to be a pain in the butt for anybody who's trying to do that. But I cleared it the way it's supposed to, so now I just need to get this down and then get this one down. Come on. This is not easy to do without the mouse. Okay. Actually, let me try grabbing this and seeing if this will help, because it's not easy to do that way with the touchpad. So let's get that down there. Okay, we got that one. This ant is a pain in the ass. I can do these 4x4 chests, and the 1 chest is pretty okay. It's just the bigger ones that get harder to clear because they take up 2x3. So it's like this size right here, 3x2. So they're a little bit harder to clear out. The hint to do those is just clear out the side that it's taking first, like the side, the one that's closest to the wall. To take out that first, and then clear out the rest, because otherwise you're going to get yourself stuck, and then you won't be able to get it out. And then you're spending all this time hoping for either one of these things, which is an earthquake, or one of these things which might clear, or a thing, what is it called, machete, which will send the machete across the board, which also helps clear off pieces. So you can have one of those too to help, but it takes a while to get them all, and then if you don't, then you're like taking all this time, and people are like, come on, hurry up. Foraging is basically the same as treasure haul or treasure hunt or whatever. It's digging up treasure essentially, and it's the same premise as foraging. Foraging just gives you fruit. Treasure obviously gives you treasure, but there will be chests of gold and jewels instead of fruit. So when you're playing it, the map board is the same. You can do the same. You see, now this situation is fucked me over because of the chest here, which is now, I need to get a machete. Okay, here's the machete down here. Get it down here. Okay, there we go. We got rid of that. So that's all you have to do, is you have to machete it across, and then it will take care of it. Okay. Now these are the giant crates. These have the jewels in them, and those are a little bit harder to maneuver down. But if you know what you're doing, it's really not that hard. I've had enough practice of doing foraging and or treasure whatever and I fucked myself over there, to know what I'm doing, essentially. I say essentially. I should know how to do it, because I played it enough, and I'm sorry if the dialogue is boring. I apologize if it's like really dry and really boring. I apologize in advance, because I'm trying to think of stuff to talk about that's relevant, and I'm really not relevant at all. It's kind of sad, really. I don't keep up with fashion. I don't keep up with makeup. I don't wear makeup hardly at all. I don't like listen to a lot of music, so I'm kind of like dead to the music world. I mean, I like what I like, so like if I hear something on the radio and I'm like, hey, this is pretty neat, I'll look it up and then like kind of obsess over it for a while. But if I don't really know artists, you know, I don't keep up with all the people that are out there right now. So I'm kind of out of the loop when it comes to mainstream, I guess. So I apologize if I'm not hip to the jive, or I know that I intentionally said that because it was ironic or whatever. I was trying to sound like somebody that's old and not with it by saying something that's totally outdated. So we'll just do a couple more maybe one more round, unless I took up all my... Okay, I still got some stuff to pull out. When you've done all your labor for the day, it will show you basically, the chests will be empty. It will say, you can practice, but you won't be getting any money for anything because you used up all your labor. So this will probably be the last round of labor that I get to do before it says, sorry, you're pretty much not, you're all out of labor. Actually, I showed you the ships that I didn't mean to do it that way. I showed you the ships that I own on my other character on the Meridian. Hope to someday get like my own ship on here if I find a crew. Okay, so see, this basket's empty, so I used all my things. It will say you use up your hours of advanced labor and you won't be able to do it again for another couple hours or whatever. So I'll just say thank you, and then I will book it home. Okay, she's AFK anyway, so whatever. Now I can leave the crew. So I'm sorry for that being somewhat boring. I was hoping to do a pillage. Anyway, what I was gonna say was that I would like to do like a long one. I did a long one once, I think, where I just live streamed the thing, without any sound. That's the only way I can do it during the day right now, is if I did it without any dialogue or my voice or my face or anything. Because of the fact that I'm in here in the living room, this is the only place that the internet is good, because if I go too far away from the wireless, the internet is so shitty that it just doesn't work for recording purposes. So the only way I can do it is if I sit here and just sit here for like hours on end. I would love to live stream it, but like, again, I would have to do it without any voice or dialogue or anything. So that would be pretty boring. But if you don't mind having just the playthrough and not like a whole bunch of boring dialogue, then let me know, and I'll do like a big old long live stream of Puzzle Pirates or something, and yeah, just do that for fun. But that's going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, share with your friends, follow me on Twitter, Instagram. I'm sorry I have the fans going because it's super warm in here. Air conditioner's off, so there's no extra noise. If you go over here, there'll be a video that YouTube suggests that you check out. My face will be here. You can click on that to go subscribe. And up there will be a link to the merchandise store. You can get t-shirt, tote bag, something like that. Merch to wear that has my mascot on it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye.